All right, so I got a Twizzler story. All right, so the story of the Twizzler story is this. A couple weeks ago from today, which is fuck, what's today? November 24th. Oh, by the way, I think we're past midnight now. Right at midnight. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. 2015. A couple weeks ago, I was in Harrisonburg, Virginia, at a Quaker Steak and Lube bar and restaurant. And when I was there to watch the Giants Patriots game. The Pats. Go Pats. Always, all day, every day. So I do stand up comedy. All right. I don't do a lot of it, but I'm capable. So when I do stand up comedy, the thing is, every comedian has a little book or something that they have where you write down ideas for a joke, or they have books where you write down your stuff, like what you want to do, what you want to hit, yada yada, so on and so forth. I just write down ideas and I go on random rants myself personally because I'm just a jackass like that. So I'm at Quaker Steak and Lube, and my lady friend and her girlfriend were there as well. It was for the Giants game, and they loved the fact that one of the managers there, he was wearing a Gronk jersey. I was wearing my brewski because we're on the road. I had the tricorn hat, the fucking the fucking American flag, the beads, the whole nine, decking out. The gnome, which I don't have with me, Pop's Patriot, because my buddy Buzz is hanging on to him at the moment until next week, next Sunday night against Denver. But the Twizzler story. So in the joke book, there's a bit I want to work on where you're having sex with your lady or your girlfriend or your wife or whatever, and she puts her finger a little close to your ass. I'm not going to give you the bit, but that's an idea. She happened to see that in the bit or in the book, and she's telling her girlfriend about it. She's like, "Well, I was looking through his little book, and I saw that he had that he wrote down." She's like, "I've never done that." Well, I didn't hear the conversation, but I'm pretty sure because first of all, never gonna fucking happen. Never gonna happen. No fingers, nothing's going near my ass other than toilet paper. All right, or shit on the way out. That's it. So she tells her girlfriend about this. So at Quaker Steak and Lube, when they bring you the check, they give you Twizzlers. So they had Twizzlers over there, and her girlfriend yells out to me. She's like, hey, Boston. Hey, and here's the Twizzler, still from that restaurant, from the actual establishment. She goes, "We could put one of these in your butt." And I'm like, wow. So I play along, right? I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I play along. I said, no, it's too flimsy, and it's not gonna work. And she goes, oh no, we can freeze it. We can put it in the freezer and harden it up, and then we can get it in there. And I'm like thinking to myself, holy shit, it's just too wild, right? Too wild. So that story would have died right then. However, the next day we're at Massanutten Resort, enjoying ourselves. We went to a beer and wine tasting deal, and it was nice. We had a good time. We go there, and at one of the little stands they have around there is where they're telling you about the tours and shit that they offer. DC tours and rock climbing and all this shit. So they had complimentary candy there. So she finds this little pack of Twizzlers here, a little 2-pack, but much shorter. And she finds this, and she runs up to me, and she's like, "Hey, Boston, look, it's a starter pack." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" So the story continues, right? I'm like, "Oh, well, all right, that's cool." So then I start telling people at the little deal about the Twizzler story, and the girls are embarrassed. They're like, "Oh my god, he's fucking telling the story." I can't believe he's doing it. The best part of telling the story in that room was that they were looking at the photo. There was a photographer there who had great images of. I'm not trying to pump the guy up or promote him, but he great photos of like wildlife, this, that, and the other, bridges, all that shit. So, true fucking story. So then I look at the photographer, and my lady friend standing to my right, and her girlfriend standing on the left, and I just couldn't fucking resist. I'm like, I look at her and I look at her, And I was like, the photographer straight ahead of me. And I said, all right, man. I said, you like Twizzlers? And he goes, oh, well, they're not bad. You know, I enjoy Twizzlers. I said, you want to hear a Twizzler story? I shit you not. The girlfriend who gave me the starter pack, she looks and she's like, no, no, don't. And I said, let me tell you about the Twizzlers. And she fucking just darts. She just darts away. She just walks. She just runs away, literally. And I fucking. So I tell the guy the Twizzler story. He thinks it's hilarious because it's a hilarious fucking story. As I'm telling you to you right now. So then they're embarrassed, but they're having fun with it. And this story is gonna go on forever. Not that I'm telling you right now, but the Twizzler story is gonna fucking. It's immortal at this point. So then, we it dies off. I said, well, the next day, I'm like, we go to a beer dinner. My lady friend and myself. We go to a beer dinner, and you get paired up with another couple, and at the table, not like a swinger thing, but at the table, and we're having beers together. The dude was from New York. His wife was from West Virginia. I want to say it was like Val and Flo, I believe, were their names. Cool people, great couple. So we're chatting back and forth. Now the guy that was running the beer tasting deal, and I actually met him the day before at the beer and wine tasting deal. I told him the Twizzler story. His name's Cal, and we had fun. So he's at the table with us, right? Because we're right at the front table. So he joked around. He goes, "Oh, Twizzlers," and that was fun. It was just a giggle. But then the guy to the left, Val from New York, he says, "Oh, I love Twizzlers, man." He's like, "Dude, I love. You know how much I love Twizzlers?" So I'm like, "No, how much?" He's like, "Dude, I got a fucking Twizzler box in my house." He didn't say fucking. I say fuck a lot because it's kind of part of my dialect. But he shows me pictures on his phone of how he has a box with like the Wayne's World thing in the roof of the car. He has that shit in his fridge in one of his houses because they're wealthy people and down in Florida somewhere. And he shows me this shit, and I'm like, oh man. He's like, well, what's the Twizzler story? I was like, dude, we're having dinner right now. You don't want to hear the Twizzler story. We finished dinner, and it's all good. Everything's fine. So I tell them the Twizzler story, and they thought it was hilarious because it's a hilarious story. It's a true story. It's hilarious. Long story short, we get back to Richmond, no big deal, right? Richmond, Virginia. We're back in Richmond. I go out to a place called JJ's Grill, and I'm just having beers with a friend of mine. And the chick, my lady friend's girlfriend, she shows up there just randomly. This was not planned. She just ended up popping in with a friend of hers. And I see her, and I'm like, oh shit, there she is. And she's like, oh, what the fuck, da da da. So, we had a beer together, whatever. And I was like, Twizzlers. And she's like, oh, fuck you. Don't fucking tell that story. She's from Pennsylvania, so she's got kind of the same mentality of oh, don't tell that fucking story. And she's wide open as well, like socially. She's a social butterfly like myself. So then I tell the Twizzler story. And the bartender loved it. The owner thought it was hilarious, the whole nine. I actually had the starter pack and an actual Twizzler with me at the time. So I tell the story, and it was all good. But the beauty of it is before I even tell the story at that bar, my girlfriend texts me, and text her as well, saying, "Hey, I just opened the car door, and from where we were going, and a Twizzler fell out of the door." I'm like, "Oh my god!" So the Twizzler story is now immortal. I'm gonna fucking run with it. It's a true story. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, that's the Twizzler story. That's the best detail I can give you. It's too entertaining. You got to hear them tell it. It's even better when they tell it. It's just so much fun. All right. Thanks for listening.